The roots of gladiatorial combat can be traced back to the Etruscan civilization. These ancient Italic people held ritualistic combat as part of their funeral rites, believing the souls of the fallen warriors would accompany the deceased to the afterlife. The Romans, fascinated by spectacle, adopted and expanded upon the Etruscan tradition. Gladiatorial games became a popular entertainment form, celebrated triumphs, honored the gods, and appeased the masses. Gladiators came from various backgrounds. Some were condemned criminals, others were prisoners of war, and others were volunteers seeking fame and fortune. All gladiators were subjected to rigorous training and discipline regardless of their origins. The gladiatorial schools were rigorous institutions where young men were trained to fight. They learned various fighting styles, including swordsmanship, wrestling, and net fighting. Their diet was carefully controlled to maximize strength and endurance. The life of a gladiator was harsh and demanding. They trained relentlessly, ate a carefully balanced diet, and were subject to strict discipline. Their days were filled with physical exertion, and their nights were often spent in communal barracks. The gladiatorial games were spectacular, drawing huge crowds from all walks of Roman society. The arena, a marvel of engineering, provided the setting for these deadly contests. The crowd, a fickle and often brutal audience, would cheer for their favorite gladiators and demand blood. Gladiators were categorized by their equipment and fighting style. Some of the most common types included the retiarius, armed with a net and trident, the sector, a heavily armored swordsman, and the three, who fought with a short sword and a small shield. The secutor was a heavily armored gladiator, often a former gladiator who had risen through the ranks. Armed with a gladius, a short sword, he was a formidable opponent. His armor provided protection, but also made him slower and less agile than other gladiators. The retiarius was a lightly armed gladiator who relied on speed and agility. Armed with a net and a trident, he would try to trap his opponent and deliver a fatal blow. The retiarius was a popular figure with the crowd, as his fighting style was graceful and deadly. The thraex was a versatile gladiator who could fight both offensively and defensively. Armed with a short sword and a small shield, he was skilled in both close-quarters combat and long-range attacks. The thraex was a popular choice for matches against the secutor, as their contrasting styles often led to exciting and unpredictable fights. Gladiatorial games were often used as a political tool by Roman emperors. They could use the games to distract the masses, reward loyal supporters, and suppress dissent. As the Roman Empire declined, so did gladiatorial games' popularity. A combination of factors, including economic decline, moral decay, and the rise of Christianity, led to the eventual demise of this brutal but fascinating spectacle. The legacy of the gladiators lives on. Their courage, skill, and sacrifice continue to inspire and fascinate us. The Roman amphitheaters, once filled with the roar of the crowd, stand as a testament to the enduring power of entertainment and the human spirit.